It's a Tuesday, and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. We are in the Invita Health and Wellness Studios, and we are so thrilled to have you this morning. Now, we do want you to be weather aware today. That's one of the top things we're going to be talking about as we get into this afternoon and into this evening. I don't think it's unheard of to say that there is a possibility of hail, maybe even a tornado. We're going to find out exactly where with Beckett Moore in just a second. We're going to give you the news you can use. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark, what happened with her in the WNBA draft pick. We'll talk about our Cardinals and the Blues wrapping up their season, unfortunately, tomorrow. And as well, we'll talk about one of the top things I'm hearing in the news today has to do with the St. Louis County Police Department precinct buildings. One of them, you remember back in March, they debuted the new Afton precinct. But what about the North County one? What's happening with that? Also, some other news you can use, and then we're going to get into our show. Excited to introduce you to the Farmers and Artisans Market, which is getting ready to kick off in just a couple of weeks, and it'll go in through fall, and how you can meet my mom with your mother. That's coming up in about 4 weeks as we get ready for Mother's Day. And I know a lot of you start to make your plans pretty early, making those brunch reservations, making sure that you get the family together to go to church, etc. Well, we would like for you to spend some time with us, either before church and then go to brunch after you come by, or go to church afterwards. Either way, make some time on Mother's Day. Mark it on your calendar right now because that's coming up for you. So we've got a fun hour on tap for sure. We're going to kick things off, though, with our What the Weather segment with Beckett Moore.
Woo! Look at that 5-day stretch of really warm temperatures. It's definitely going to be a great weekend.
Well, if you are new to the show, you haven't seen him. There he is, Beckett Moore. Good morning. Do we have Beckett? We've got an audio issue, possibly. I couldn't hear him.
Good morning.
There you are. Good morning. All right. As far as the weather, we wanted to bring Beckett back on this morning because we're talking about the possibility of severe weather in certain areas. So where's the biggest problem area today, Beckett?
So the big problem area today is likely going to be the north to us, but pretty much the whole metro is where we have the same risk area to watch out for. But to the north, that's where we'll have the bigger schedule for today. 68 degrees, mostly cloudy here into the morning. Then as we move into the late afternoon and into the evening, that's when those storms are going to start rolling in, start to fire off to the west of us and move to the east towards the city. So that's why I have that storm icon right there. 82 degrees. Definitely for those storms to initiate and for us to have that storm action in the St. Louis area. Now, again, like I was talking about, the threat area for today is the same pretty much across the whole entire metro, unless you northern Pike County. We got a 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather, which what does that mean? It means you got to be prepared for some severe storms later today. And then again, to our north, we've got that 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, that larger risk and more enhanced one up towards Moberly and Kirksville. In St. Louis, we got that 2 out of 5 for, again, a couple of severe storms as we go into this afternoon and into this evening. Now, threat chart for today, it's staying the same from yesterday, although I wouldn't be surprised if high because from looking at the weather models, it does look like that hail threat is definitely increasing. So damage and hail are our largest threats. If I had to pick one of those two that's even larger, it would be hail. Severe weather threats we've been having, hail has been the largest threat with all of them. Does it look like that will be the case this time? Yes. So we're going to have to watch that. Again, be prepared for hail. Like a very large hail day, but still something to watch out for. Damaging winds, hail, storms later this afternoon and into this evening. They'll likely carry both of those aspects on them. Now, the severe risk timeline, this is the main thing that has changed. It's gone a couple hours forward. So we're looking at 12 to 2. That's when we maybe have that storm threat start to our west. But then as we get into 2 to 4, it starts creeping up. Those storms are going to likely be firing off to the west of St. Louis around this time. And then moving into the city from 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. So in that 4 to 8 time frame, that's when I'm watching for those storms. Again, late afternoon into the evening. early overnight hours go 10 as well. This is that time frame from 4 to 8, really from 2 to 10, but mainly from 4 to 8 is really when we're watching that. To be prepared for those storms, have multiple ways to receive if you have the tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, and have that tornado action plan just in case dialed in. Better be safe than sorry. Now that 7-day outlook, 82 degrees. And today, we'll data watch with those thunderstorms later this afternoon and into this evening. Low of to go into tomorrow, going down by a couple degrees, but still very warm. Mostly sunny skies there on Wednesday, 78 degrees at a low of 57. Then to Thursday, that's when our next rain chance is going to be. If you tuned in yesterday, you saw a rain chance Thursday night into Friday. That's really changed into mainly just Thursday during the day. So Thursday again, rain chance 74, low of 48, and then we really cool down with that rain coming through, bringing that cold front 62 as our high on Friday. Have to get those hoodies, gonna have to get those lights out, mostly cloudy skies. And then to Saturday and Sunday, I have around 60 as the high for Saturday, cloudy, Sunday mostly sunny, and then we're going to be warming up as we go into early next week.
All right, Beckett, thank you so much. We wanted to bring Beckett back on today because of the risk. Again, so please stay weather aware and stay safe out there. Beckett, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again hopefully on Friday.
Thank you. Sounds good.
All right, it is 7:06, and let's get into the show from the news you can use standpoint, some sports, and then into our show with the Farmers and Artisans Market. We have John Knoll, and then we have Diamonds in the Rough, and a special little puppy. I just posted pictures, might be one of the cutest guests that we've had so far. Little Kate is with us, and Allison is also joining us from Diamonds in the Rough. We'll talk all about that organization and how you can join us again on Mother's Day. But they're going to kick it off before that, though. So for all of you, they're looking for things to do on the weekend, something fun and supporting local vendors. That's all coming up for you in the hour. First of all, congratulations to Caitlin Clark. Not that this is going to surprise any of us, but she was chosen as the first pick in the WNBA draft, and she's going to Indiana. It was really cool to hear her talking to CBS Sports, and she was saying, you know, when you see your name up there on the board, you hear the commissioner say your name, and it all really starts to get real that you're going to be playing in the WNBA. She said she just loved to be able to share that moment with her family. So congratulations to Caitlin, the college basketball all-time leading scorer, not just for women, but across the board, men and women. So Caitlin, congratulations to you. For our traffic news, 64 westbound, I hear there were pretty long lines yesterday from Highway K to Prospect because of that lane closure, that left lane closure, 6 a.m. to noon. And obviously, it's fortunate that it's not eastbound affecting the morning commute, but a lot of people traveling midday, lunchtime. Be aware that it definitely did show some backups yesterday. Westbound 64, again, between Highway K and Prospect. And then the Clark Bridge, they're going to be doing some emergency work. So this is lane closure, one lane on the Clark Bridge going into Alton for our drivers heading in the northbound direction. That's going to start in about 20 minutes. But unfortunately, it's going to last until 3:30, not this afternoon, all the way through Friday afternoon. So that's going to create some long lines as well. Dillard's saying that its vacant Chesterfield Mall store is no longer set to be demolished. So I thought this was interesting news, but it will become a part of a redevelopment project. Dillard's had originally sued the development group at the heart of the project and Chesterfield itself over a plan that would have destroyed the empty store along with the rest of Chesterfield Mall. So again, Dillard saying its vacant mall no longer set to be demolished. So that'll be an interesting story to watch. Get this, a woman won $500,000 playing the Michigan Lottery's 50 times wild time. She's a 59-year-old woman. She chose to remain anonymous, saying that she had been told during a tarot card reading that money would soon come into her life. She said, quote, I've always told the people in my life that I was going to win the lottery one day, and dang it if she didn't. I mean, that's like true manifestation. Once a week, she purchased a few instant games, and she said, I usually will always buy them from the exact same store. The day she won, she was on her way to a tarot card reading, so she stopped at a different store, purchased some tickets, and put them in her purse. The woman said she wasn't thinking of all the ways the predicted money would come into her life, not thinking about the lottery tickets in her purse. So, wow, congratulations to her. And again, hey, Maybe we need to have somebody start reading our palms and doing tarot cards and say, when's the money coming into me? Congratulations to Salt and Smoke. They've got some big ideas. They're looking to do some national franchising. They're doing really well, obviously, in our area, but now looking to expand from a national level. And then in sports, the Cardinals beat Oakland with Sonny Gray looking stellar on the mound. 3-1 was the final. Same two teams tonight. And I mentioned the St. Louis Blues wrapping up their season tomorrow. That final game will be against Dallas. By the way, that's not why I wore. I just thought about that. That's not why I wore these colors today. I'm not supporting Dallas, even though the Stars have these colors. I just love green, and I never had a chance to wear green. When I worked in television, I'd step in front of that green screen, and I would have just been a floating head, which would not work. It's 7:10, and this is where we take our break, and we start to get into our show. I'll be looking at some of the comments from those of you that are signing on and saying good morning this morning. If you saw the picture of the cute little puppy, Kate is her name. We're going to talk about her, Diamonds in the Ruff organization, as well as how you can get to the Farmers and Artisans Market. Someone just said, have you seen our Caitlin Clark at our agency? Our own Colleen is her doppelganger. Oh, that's Marilyn, and our dear friends at Kathy Kilo Peterson and our State Farm agent extraordinaire. She's one of our many incredible sponsors. And if you have not called yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. I was just talking to someone about this yesterday, that simply all you have to do is call that number and ask Kathy or one of her teammates to look at your policy. It's that easy. Just grab your policy and say, Kathy, okay, I don't know why I've waited, but will you do me a favor and look at this and see if she can save you a significant amount of money? That's what she did for us, and she did for several others of you that have already made the switch. So it's 636-561-6460. Why don't you tell your husband or your wife or your kids or your parents to make the call today? Put it on your calendar, scan the QR code if you want, and just give them a call and say, okay, I've been hearing you as a part of the Real Monica Adams show for a while now. Can you do me a favor and save us some money? And she'll look at your policy. So again, there's so many things they can do with your home, with your auto, supplemental life insurance, pet insurance. Again, no one better in the industry. Kathy Kilo Peterson, we love you and thank you for being a part of our show and sponsoring today's incredible segment. When we return, we'll be talking with John and Allison. They will be my guest in the blue chairs.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back. It is 7:13, and thanks again for being a part of our show. Do us a favor and always share and like and follow our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. And I encourage, if anybody's on my personal page right now, to go over to our business page, which is @MonicaAdamsTV, because that's where I see all of your comments. There's a lot of people on my personal page that say, I never get you to shout out my comments because I don't see them. I only see the business page and the YouTube page. So good morning to Kathy. She says good morning to Monica and crew. Marilyn, Kathleen, Linda, Julie. Linda said she loves the intro for Beckett. Yes, thank you to my team, Zach and Michelle, for putting that together. Pamela and Sean. Oh, good morning. It's my birthday. Sean Fitzgerald, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday and enjoy your day from Julie. Diamonds in the Ruff said good morning. We're excited to be here with you. They're in the chair in just a second. Richard, good morning. Happy birthday, Sean from Rose. See, I just love this community. Everybody who doesn't know each other, they just all comment together. Marilyn said happy birthday to him as well. Good morning to Leona and Jana. And any other good mornings? Yes, excited to see baby Kate with diamonds in the rough. That's from Angela Cullum. Is that I think probably a good friend? Kim Beckster-Mueller, good morning to you. And do I believe in psychics or horoscopes? Sure. I'm an open-minded person to a lot of things. Do I take it with a grain of salt sometimes? Yes. Horoscopes, absolutely. I think it really matches us. Good morning to Kathy, Diane, Julie, says yes, do it. I love Kate. That is from Kathy. So you saw the picture. Diane, good morning. Hope everyone has a great day from Joe. Good morning to Wellness Palooza. Kathy Peterson, we just gave you a shout out. I think that lady who won the money was just a coincidence, but who knows? I don't know. She had a tarot card reading that said it was coming her way, big money. Thank you so much for your time this morning from Tina Strickland. And good morning from Wellness Palooza. They're here to watch their favorite people, part of the Farmers and Artisans Market. So a perfect transition to what we want to talk about today, and probably what I believe is one of the cutest guests I've ever had. So let me bring my guest on, John and Allison. And a sleepy baby Kate. Can we get close on? Look at, she just fell asleep. She's like, wait a minute. There, I'm ready for my close-up. And she's going to bed. All right, we're going to talk about Kate and the wonderful things that Diamonds in the Rough does. But first of all, both of you, thanks for coming in so early.
Well, we appreciate you having us, Monica. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. John had actually reached out, and Melissa's just off camera. John and Melissa Knoll, part of the Farmers and Artisans Market in O'Fallon. This is your fourth year?
This is our fourth year. That's correct.
So how did it all come about?
Well, 4 years ago, a few of the vendors kind of got together. O'Fallon, as you know, is one of the up-and-coming growing communities, and felt there was another need to have a product brought more close to the center of town. And so thus became FAMO, or the Farmers and Artisans Market of O'Fallon. And with this being our fourth year, there's been a few modifications. We used to be kind of random Sundays, but now we're every Sunday. So once we fire up March the 5th, and then we run to October the 27th.
May 5th.
May 5th.
Right.
Oh, yes, yeah. May 5th. Yes, thank you.
May 5th through October. So before you kicked off, where was the closest for people to be able to go?
Well, there's several in the area within St. Charles County even, and then Tar Groves.
But St. Charles County is so huge that people were wanting this.
Yes.
Not having to travel so far, right?
Exactly.
So we're looking at some of the pictures again, May through October, every Sunday now, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's the 24 O'Fallon Square.
Yes.
I was calling that the Pantera's Plaza.
Yes.
Is that good?
Well, a lot of people recognize it because Pantera's is such a fixture in O'Fallon.
Yes, it is. Otherwise, what is the actual plaza called?
It's 24 O'Fallon Square,
Okay.
but it's the parking lot of Storeco Self-Storage.
Storeco. I was
Yes.
calling it Stroco. Storeco. There you go.
Yes,
That's the
Storeco.
Storeco storage parking lot. I started saying Pantera's because, John, that was the very first job I ever had when I was 15 years old
I'll be
in
darned.
Florissant.
Yes.
Pantera's, which was only 5 years ago, everybody. So, yes, that parking lot, if you know that parking lot, that's where we're going to be. And I say we because we're excited. The Real Monica Adams team will be there on Mother's Day.
Exactly, and we are very excited about that as well.
Yeah, there you go. There's the flyer, by the way. So there's a lot that's going to take place from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll be there, and we are challenging you to bring your mom to meet my mama. She's all of a little pint. Wait till you meet her. You're going to fall in love with her, as I know all of you will. So, yes, come celebrate Mother's Day with us. That's a big day for people to go off to brunches, to go to church. So we would love to see you either before or after those, maybe spend a couple of hours with us. And we're going to talk about all the fun things that are going to take place that day.
Yes.
But again, I just want to reintroduce you, if you are just tuning in, this is John Knoll, part of the Farmers and Artisans Market with his lovely wife. Was it your brainchild?
No.
No? Several people?
Several people, yes.
It always takes a team.
Yes, it takes a village.
Yeah, it takes a village. Yes. But so there's the team, by the way. Look at Zach's so quick on this. So thank you for all that had a part in bringing this together and making it so successful that it's continued year after year after year. So you can see John and Melissa right there in the middle. But we also want to feature, before we come back and show you all the different vendors that are going to be there, the music, the food, etc., but beautiful babies like this. Let's introduce Allison from Diamonds in the Rough. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, good morning.
And so tell me a little bit about this gorgeous baby.
Oh, she is 14 weeks. So she was rescued from a house that was, I mean, they were abandoned in a house, but we got a hold of them and we gave them the vet care that they needed. And we found homes for all of them, and she's the last one, and she's sticking with me.
She's staying with you,
Yeah.
right? You mentioned she's got a heart condition?
Yeah, she's got an enlarged heart. So we do a forever foster program, essentially.
wow.
So she'll stay with me, and so the Diamonds in the Rough Rescue will help me, give her the care that she needs.
So how long has Diamonds in the Rough been around?
About since like 2019.
Oh, fantastic. And again, doing some wonderful work. We love rescues. And I just heard driving in the other morning that every rescue is at capacity.
Absolutely.
And it's, just when you think, okay, great, here we go. We've adopted. And we were just talking with, Yuppie Puppies a couple weeks ago. And she said, just when you say 10 are adopted, then it's 10 more come in. Right? It's a
Absolutely.
never ending
Exactly.
cycle, isn't it, Allison?
It really is. And we talk about spaying and neutering, but I think what I want everybody to hear today is you can open up your house and foster. That is the opportunity for us right now. Being foster based only, we don't have a facility, so all of our animals are located in people's homes.
Okay.
And so if we have 10 foster homes, we can save 10 dogs. Or if you want to take a couple at a time, you could say like 20.
And if you're like me, you'll end up being a foster fail.
Exactly. And that's okay. That's a win for
That's
us.
okay.
Yeah.
We're looking at some pictures, by the way, of the beautiful animals. How many do you have right now that are up for adoption?
Oh, probably over like 175, something like that.
I mean, you hear those numbers, folks. We were just, again, mentioning one of the rescues that had like 290. Now we're talking about over 100. And just when those numbers start to dwindle down, there's more and more. The work that rescues do, it is not an easy thing, and it's gut wrenching. It tugs on the heartstrings, and that's what we want because we want you to understand that there's such a need. Let's talk about some of these pictures because again, when you're finding these babies, that's what they look like sometimes, and you're having to bring them back to life all over again. I mean, they're almost on their deathbed.
Yeah, this is Annalise. So we have one board member that is very, very good at understanding what these emaciated dogs need. You can't overfeed them. You have to feed them certain types of food, that kind of thing. So we each have our own little specialization, I guess, and we want to help as many dogs as we can, but some of these special cases are really important to take on.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, not all of them are like that, but
Right.
you're finding these abandoned, neglected, abused. Who's this?
This is Athena.
Athena.
So she was with a breeder. The gentleman passed away, and the family said, "Hey, we don't want to do this breeding program. Can you take? You can't see, but she's got little puppies underneath her. They had her in the basement, and it was not a great situation. We ended up going to get her, and we found another one there. So we got two. Kahlua is adopted already.
Kahlua, I love it.
Beautiful babies. And it's funny because you think, oh, it's a rescue dog. Look at him, and something might be wrong with him behaviorally. That absolutely not. I even had some of those thoughts of, if they have a rough background, do they come back from it? I mean, all of my dogs are rescues. They're fantastic as long as you socialize them and that kind of thing. It's great.
And you hear me say it all the time, my entire life. I think a lot of times it has to do with our upbringing, but that doesn't mean that if you were brought up and people, we never want to shame anyone. We love the fact that everybody brings animals into their home, but please adopt, don't shop. Okay, that is the biggest thing that I can say. There's just another level. Don't you agree, Allison? There's another level of the way a rescue dog feels when you choose them and they choose you.
Yeah. I always tell people when they come in to adopt a dog, sometimes you'll see people kind of looking around. And I said, you just wait, they'll pick you.
Yes. Oh,
They'll
yeah,
pick you.
absolutely. So here's Zayla. Zayla having a reason for living.
Yeah. So Zayla came in. She had severe cases of, mange, and we our president Annie, she takes these specific dogs, and the biggest transformations are the emaciated dogs and these mange dogs. And Zayla was completely shut down.
Trust issues?
She wasn't taken care of. She felt horrible because she had mange. She wasn't getting the veterinary care that she needed. Completely shut down. We said, absolutely, we'll take her. And she just lit up. I mean, this is some of the mid way where she was healing, but you should see her now. She's absolutely gorgeous.
And that's the one thing that I think people always wonder when you find a dog in that state, some of the pictures we're showing you, what kind of timeline does it take to bring them back to the mid part to eventually being able to be adopted out?
Yeah, so a lot of our fosters will keep dogs for months. Yeah. So this is, Zayla she's more long-term because it's a skin issue.
Yeah.
We have a lot of heartworm positive dogs.
Yeah.
I take a lot of those. Other people do the emaciated dogs, or, we get a lot of pregnant moms that we whelp. We have a whole entire whelping group. So if you want to see that, a lot of people say, I would love for my kids to see that. Absolutely. This is a perfect way for our junior rescuers to kind of have their first go at rescuing is let's get a mama in your house and we'll have little babies like this.
She just took a nap. She said, here I am again. I'm here. I promise you I'm here. You just said something, Allison, that's so very important. And you mentioned that a lot of them have heartworms, which is so unbelievably dangerous for them. So they need to be put on heartworm preventative, and that's expensive. And that is why they need, all these rescues need your help in the form of donations, volunteers, again, fostering, adopting. It's so very important. Gosh, she's so cute. You've got a beautiful one there, Allison. You really do.
She's natural.
She's so sweet. Yes. So how did you all collaborate?
Well, the big thing is in the collaboration is the community, and that's part of what the farmers market is about. There's three elements to me in a farmers market. There's your vendors, there's your customers, and then there's the community. And the three of them have to work together in order to let the other ones basically thrive and survive. Because like I said before, it takes a village, and we consider all of our vendors family. And Diamonds has been probably, one of our more important ones because not only is it comforting to see the animals on the premise, but it's also comforting to see, what they do. So it's very important. So we're glad to work with Diamonds.
So on Mother's Day, how many will you have out there?
Good question. I mean, we probably will have puppies and adults. So let's say maybe 7 puppies and probably 5 or 6 adults. It really depends on, if the fosters are available or that kind of thing. So we rely heavily on the fosters.
And what process do you go through? So for someone who's never done this before, can you kind of walk them through what it would take for them to foster and adopt?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always say we take care of everything but your home. So you provide the home, we'll give you food, we'll give you blankets, bedding, whatever that dog needs to feel comfortable in your home, we'll provide that. You provide the TLC and the love.
Do you go into the homes to assess?
No, but we do an interview. Our team is pretty good at picking out, the dogs. Are they compatible with the foster? It does need to be a compatible match. You have your own dogs.
Right.
Maybe you want to make sure that you have a dog that's cat friendly or kid friendly, that kind of thing.
Right.
We spend a lot of time making sure that matches.
Yeah, which is so very important. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, it's 7:28. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about how you can get out to these every Sunday. Again, the Farmers and Artisans Market. And again, the big Mother's Day show that we'll be doing. I want you to mark your calendar right now. We'll be out there from 10 a.m. to noon, but you can come out starting at 9 a.m. Have a wonderful day. Spend the Mother's Day with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about what will take place that day, and we're going to go circling through and looking at some of the vendors and giving a little shout out to the wonderful vendors that will be there, not just on Mother's Day, but week after week for you. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been to one before, they are amazing. And now that I've been introduced to these wonderful people, I can't wait. My mom lives out in Lake St. Louis, my brother and sister-in-law, so I'm out there a lot. We obviously will be there on Mother's Day, but you'll be seeing our faces more than just that, because again, it's one of my favorite things to do. You get some really incredible things, and when you're talking about purchasing things in life, you want to think local, supporting again the hard workers, those artisans, those farmers that are out there for you. It's going to be a good time. So we'll have more again with John and Allison when we return.
We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people. Just changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
All right, let's go. If you're just tuning in, you've missed 30 minutes of the show already. So the beauty of streaming is that you can go back and watch that. In fact, we are almost coming up on 300 shows. Michelle looked into it, and May 1st is going to be our 300th show. We had a big meeting yesterday, and we're talking about what do we want to do for that 300th celebration. We had our 200th celebration back in December, but how do we get through so many? Because we are on 5 days a week for you, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. And again, it's just beautiful to watch. I look at my phone every day at how many followers. I just was getting ready to tell you, as I told you last week, that we hit 24,000 on my business page on Facebook. But I'm almost ready to tell you we're hitting 25,000. So we have got about 1,000. I was going to say every month, but now it's almost like we're getting 1,500 to 2,000 followers. Why is that? It's because this is what people are looking for. They're not looking for waking up in the morning and being told about homicides and stabbings and abuse and whoo, right? It just makes you just feel like, I can't breathe. Well, that's unfortunately what a lot of the news is. We need the balance in life. Yes, there's some hard things going on in our world, but we're looking for how do we find our way out of it? Well, that's what this show's about. Positivity, optimism, light, inspiration, incredible human beings, wonderful organizations, great events. That's what we're featuring here on the show. So spread the word, and don't just keep it right here in our area, but Missouri, Illinois, and then spreading throughout the United States, even other countries. That's what I love. There's a guy who always signs on, Romeo, by the way. I don't know if he's on yet, but he watches every day from the Philippines. I love that. So yes, spread the word to everyone that you know. Let's look at some comments. May I ask, what are they doing for the puppy for her enlarged heart? I have 2 Yorkies with enlarged hearts. They take a medication. Is there anything else that they are doing for the baby? So that question goes to Allison.
Yeah, so good question. She didn't get a great prognosis, but we work very, very closely with Cave Springs Animal Hospital, and we're getting ready to go back and say, she's gained the weight. She's big enough now. She wasn't supposed to live, guys. Like, this is awesome.
Oh,
she's
a
doing
miracle.
amazing. Look at her. She's Monica's.
She's like, oh, I'm up again. Here I am.
So she's ready to go back and look for, can she get a procedure? Can she get medication? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like you said, all of that costs a lot of money. So we need to balance that. But every one of these little faces matters a lot.
Kate, you just have a big heart. You just have a lot of love to
That's
give.
exactly
Is that
right.
what you say?
That's
Yes.
what I tell her.
But you can't have her. That's Allison's. That's Allison's baby. A lot of people are saying thank you so much for what you do. Marilyn Westenberger, who we love. She's part of Kathy Kilo Peterson's agency. She said, John and Melissa, so glad you moved to O'Fallon with your incredible fresh farm-made products.
That's correct.
You know Marilyn?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, Kathy Kilo Peterson is one of our sponsors as well.
Isn't she incredible?
Yes.
We love her. I can't wait to reconnect on Mother's Day, Monica. Diamonds in the Ruff is such an amazing rescue group, and I love the work we do on a daily basis. We all volunteer our time, but the blessings are totally worth it. That's from Tina Strickland, who I haven't seen since school. So forever ago. So good that you're doing this. Again, thank you so much for all that you do. Yeah, anybody that's ever been, share your experience, because this is their 4th year in this. So let's break things down and talk about these incredible vendors. This is your 4th year.
Yes.
So let's go back to year 1. How many did you have back then? Because I'm sure it's just grown and grown.
Oh, it is evolving quite a bit. And I think in our first year, we were probably looking at maybe 20, probably 20 vendors. And right now we have over 80 on the roster. Of course, the 80 will make up a configuration of 40 to probably in the early parts of the market to 45, 50 vendors possibly at the markets and that's a lot.
Yes,
and,
it is.
So
where do you fit them all?
Well, that's a strategic planning.
That's why it takes a village, John.
That's right. But the things that we're excited about is because we have this, and it takes a while for people to come through. We want them to, number one, get a coffee, find one of our fabulous food preparers. We have 3 new food vendors this year, so you can get PNI street hibachi. So it has a little Polynesian
fancy.
fare. And so they'll have all the cooking going on a big black stone griddle there, and they'll be serving individual or family packages. We have.
Who doesn't love hibachi? Are they going to squirt the sake in our mouths?
Well, we don't know
and
yet.
throw a flying shrimp at you?
we have KD cones, which is kind of a revelation process. You'll be able to get dessert cones in a waffle. You'll be able to get breakfast cones, so it'll be sausage, eggs, things like that wrapped up in a cone, and then pizza. So a little different spin on pizza.
Pizza in a waffle cone.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. And then we also have it's a Native American food cuisine. It's called Wolfpack Snacks, and she creates these wonderful street tacos. It's all done with a Native American bread, and a lot of the other things that she has is spun out of that, so it's very good.
Tell me about this Ramblin' Rounds.
Well, Ramblin' Rounds will grace our site several times during the year, and they make a miniature donut. So, and quite a few flavors, so you'll be able to get fruits and different glazes on those donuts.
And John, by the way, calories don't count on Mother's Day.
They don't. And then, of course, one of the things that we're really excited about, because you got to have a good cup of coffee, whether it's hot or some kind of a cold brew or energy drink. But Traveling Tom's is going to be with us for the entire season, so you'll be able to come up, get a drink, enjoy our food vendors, but then don't forget our bakers. We have wonderful bakers this year. Sourdough bread for the first time, and so you're going to be able to get bagels and the big cinnamon rolls, so we're excited about that.
I just love the names of the, again, don't you just love the names of the companies? Because again, people think about going out, grabbing a drink. Don't think about the big box stores. Not just on the days of the market, but then it's being introduced to them, right, John?
Right.
And then supporting them outside of the market.
Exactly. So that's what we really want in creating this, is that you come out, talk to each individual vendor, get their story. And then you can make a connection that you can do business with them outside of the market.
Yes.
And that's going to be very important. We do have Sugar Graham. She's awesome. And so if you need any kind of picture on any type of cookie, she can do it. She is awesome. And she's one of our, pretty much full season vendors there, so we really enjoy that. But not only the bakers and the food, but then the wonderful woodworkers. HDS produces these lovely pens, especially in your business. You're looking for that unique gift.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And then, of course, this year we're really excited that we're going to have fresh produce coming in, and I mean that includes in season. You get your spinaches and kales and lettuces and radishes, onions, things like that. But then there'll be tomatoes and
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Well, there'll be
tomatoes.
The
There's nothing like a good tomato.
Cucumbers and peppers, and then we got. Cantaloupe and watermelon. We'll have peaches and apples, and then, of course, pumpkins and all the gourds and things in the fall. So, yes.
Let me just say, for those of you that have never been to a farmer's artisans market before, you will get some of the most incredible produce you've ever seen. I have a picture going to one with my mom, and we went home, and my mom just kept laughing and laughing, and she's like, "You are so silly." And I'm like, "Mom, we got to take a picture with these things." John, we bought some zucchini that I swear was this big, and then I was holding them all, and then fell on the ground, and they're all over me and my husband. And I'm like, you don't buy those at the grocery store.
No.
That's the thing that's so cool. It's
and you
want to get some trade secrets from how in the heck they grow those so big.
Undoubtedly that, but not only for zucchini that size, if you're going to be a cake baker or bread baker, but you want to get some recipes like zucchini boats. Now we're talking.
What's your favorite thing, Allison, about the farmers market?
So I was just listening to you guys about just the local piece.
Yeah.
We're local. We really thrive off of the community as well. We'll walk our dogs all the way around. We'll get to know each one. All of the vendors are very, very nice. We love all of them, but and you know what? They do a lot of things for our rescue as well. I mean, they'll say, Wellness Palooza does a lot for rescues in general. They're fantastic. I mean, everybody is just willing to give so much.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
And so you obviously keep coming back. What do you hear from the community when they come, and they might not even be thinking that day that they want a dog, but then they see one? Again, everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. I know people say everything happens for a reason, but I say it that way. Like, you come to this, you're celebrating with your mom, and then all of a sudden you fall in love with a baby, and the kids are probably tugging on their, please, can we take that dog home?
Right.
Share some of those stories with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we always say, even if you're not looking for a dog, come and cuddle these guys. They need socialized. But I tell you what, you get a lot just holding these little guys like this. It's great to have the kids come and learn how to hold the dogs and that kind of thing. But like you said, the dogs will pick you. Whether you're looking for them or not, or you're ready for that second one or third dog, once they lock eyes with you, that might be it might be the end.
You know, Allison, if you're not ready to adopt, you better be, because how can you say no when they just stare in the eyes, or they come up to you and they lay their head up against you because they're just saying, please, we want to come home with you. That's the whole thing. A dog is not meant to live in a shelter. All the barking, the anxiety that they have. So some people have asked before, Allison, so if I even could take a dog for a day or two, this question came up, I think, a week or so ago. If I take them for like a day or two, and I can do that, and then they have to go back, is that a problem? And this particular woman said, no, they just need to know this is the life that's coming, even if you can't do it for weeks and months on end.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. All of our dogs are in foster homes, but sometimes we do have to use boarding if we get a ton of dogs in immediately and we don't have foster homes open or ready. We do have to do boarding, and that, like you said, if they just need a break, that gives them the break, a little bit of quietness and that kind of thing. The barking, that kind of thing is just, it's a lot for them.
Absolutely.
So volunteering at some of these, the animal controls and shelters that allow you to walk dogs, it's great exercise, and you can bond with these guys. You can teach them obedience. But people want dogs that know a little bit of obedience training and that kind of thing. You can give your time to that, and it's a huge benefit for the dogs.
How many people are with your organization?
Oh, geez, good question. Because
she looked at you, right?
Well, she's waiting for the answer. So that's a good question. I mean, probably hundreds, because we've been. I mean, some people will foster a few puppies and then they'll take a break.
Yes.
Somebody will get a pregnant mom and whelp that. I mean, that's a lot of work. That's an 8-week commitment, but when you see them grow like that, I can't tell you how amazing that is. So, I mean, just a lot of people volunteer. They help us with the applications. A lot of people don't do the fostering or the adoptions. They'll help us with things like the website and that kind of thing. So,
do you need anything in particular right now?
We always need our staples, which are, like, if you go on to DITRRMO.org and you go on the donate page, there's supplies on there that we use all the time. So, like, flea and tick, preventative, and that kind of thing. I mean, you'll see the whole list of things.
And there you go, by the way, DITRRMO.org. I know Michelle has dropped it in the comments as well. And then you can follow them. I tagged them in the story before they came on at Diamond in the Rough, Mo. Follow them, please. Know the wonderful things that they do. Find some beautiful babies like this. Tina says, so excited for this season, John. The market is really amazing. Okay, so Crystal said, I may have missed it, but I have blankets, sheets, dog toys, etc. If they accept donations, I'm happy to drop them off somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yes?
Yeah.
So where would she drop them off?
1223 Birdie Hills Road in St. Peters. Where you just drop them off. We'll take care of them. That's
1223 Birdie Hills.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, Crystal. Thank you for that. So excited to meet all the new vendors, and Sugar Graham makes amazing gluten-free options. So that's a good point as well that we just love. That's from Angela Cullum. Kathy Kilo Peterson says Melissa's pepper jelly is delicious. Oh, I need some pepper jelly. I love some spice in my life. Tina said we absolutely support each other for sure. Wellness Palooza said we love you, Diamonds. We will do anything for those sweet babies. Carrie Ann Boyle said some of the vendors have adopted from Diamonds as well. Well, I was going to say, I'm sure a lot of you that are part of this are probably like, oh, I need that one. I have to. Well, okay, what's another one? Which is what I did. My husband, I let him go out this morning. I'm like, good girl, good boy. I said good boy twice for some reason. I'm like, I just somehow was wishing fourth. And if he's watching, he'll go, no, Monica, 3 is enough. He's like, how did we get to 3? Yeah. Because you just want to keep opening. I mean, how hard is it for you, Allison, to not just want to adopt them all?
Yeah. So good question. I mean, a lot of people say, I can't foster because I'll keep all of them. I promise you, you won't. and you won't, because you'll see once you get a home for these guys and you hand over that puppy like I did last weekend. I'd probably have 3 or 4 different dogs here. They got adopted last weekend and they got the most perfect homes.
So it fills your heart because you know that they're going to a wonderful family, right?
Yeah, that's 100%. And once they leave, that opens up spots in my home so I can take in more.
Right.
Yep.
Again, the rescue field is just, you are truly amazing people. 645 lives saved in 2022, 557 lives saved this year, or was that 2023?
For right now, we're at 668 or something
668.
like that.
And again, we mentioned in the beginning, if you missed the beginning of the show, that the number just continues to increase. So how do you go out and find these dogs? Are there different people that are calling saying, hey, we've got this dog that needs to be rescued?
Yeah, so good question. There's people that are just in rural Missouri looking. Their dogs are running loose. People dump dogs constantly. Pregnant dogs are dumped a lot. A lot of people are surrendering their animals. They have to move into an apartment because of tough times. And we really do try to work with those guys. Like we'll try to help them with dog food or HeartGuard or something like that. But we have a lot of networkers around the state and, around Missouri as well. Is they'll contact us and say, hey, we know you take these emaciated dogs or this kind of thing. Do you have an opening? So.
And again, looking at some of these babies, here's the thing that none of us, I'm sure, in this room, and probably all of you that are watching, that will never understand. I don't understand giving up an animal. You have made the decision to adopt. Now, the hard times is one thing, Allison, because that's that unforeseen circumstance that happens. But at that point, you would hope, oh my gosh, look, right? It's just, look at their faces. Like, how can you say, I don't want you any longer? Yep. But thank you, by the way, though, Allison, to you, your team, to every rescue that's watching this or will watch this later. Because if it wasn't for you, just imagine what would be happening to these babies. And a lot of no-kill shelters out there, or these forever fosters that are available to you. But that's the thing I've never understood. I was just like, how can you just drop an animal off? How can you put a dog in a ditch? How can you throw the dog out the window of a car? It all is stories that we've done in the news for 30 years of me being in the news. And every time I would get done and I would cry. And that's the thing. So let me ask this, because I don't think this has really ever been addressed. But for what you and all of the people that are with you do, what do you do to take care of yourself?
So we do try to take a little bit of time off on the weekends. I mean, we have events all the time. If I need to take a weekend off because I've got a kiddo event, then absolutely. You know what? Good question. We don't take enough time, to tell you the truth.
Taking time for your mental health and your spiritual health, right? You need that. You need that, right? That there's just a lot. They're going through a lot, and we're looking for the balance in life, but it just tears them down because they get so emotional by it, right? I can see that kind of got you emotional.
Yeah, the passion that people have in rescue is just
another level.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that passion drives, I mean, you can get a little bit burnt out if you don't watch it. And how can you say no to these dogs that somebody calls you up and says, we've got 10 puppies right now. They're, they got parasites. They're dehydrated. How can you say no?
Right.
So it's tough to say no and then, choose yourself over that.
Right.
So.
But that's when she calls, and we call on the community to say, we're taking 10 more in. We need some more volunteers. We need some more forever fosters. We need you to adopt. We need money to be able to take care of them. Again, the collaboration, by the way, though, which is what I really love, between rescue to rescue to rescue. Yes. I mean, that's why I always like to feature different ones, because they do all work together. There might be one that is at capacity that will call over and say, hey, can you take them? Yeah. We'll open up our doors. Yeah. And that's the thing, that they all work together. So the support needs to be there for all of them. John, I know you got emotional by that, as we all did. We're all just like going like this, like, oh my God, let's take them all in. Like, I've got 6 acres. Can we just take in 100, honey, please? He always tells me when we're going to be around dogs, he's like, Monica,
I know,
don't do it. But you just want to. But I like, and it's making me think more of to me, the balance I'm always looking for is the things that fill our hearts. So I have not had a chance to volunteer to just walk, and I think that might be in my future. That's something I would love to do because they need that.
Yeah.
You really brought up a good point, Allison. The socialization and the love that they need to be shown to say, this is coming, honey. This is coming in a forever home soon. I might not be able to, but I'll give you as much as I can until you get that from your family that's coming.
Yeah, and a lot of these dogs, you have to pay attention to the breed too, like the enrichment that they need. And you can do that while you walk them. If there's a border collie, maybe you want to give them a little bit more stimulation by giving them like a puzzle to do or something like that.
Yeah.
All of our fosters are very, very good at figuring out what does this dog need for the next few weeks.
Right.
And it's very cool.
Again, we'll give you all the information. We'll put it up on the screen again here in the next 10 minutes for how you can get in touch with Diamonds in the Rough. We want you to come out and see the puppies and the dogs that they're going to have on Mother's Day. But we've been talking about some of the vendors. You have music out there too, right?
Yes, we do. And we're very excited this year. We have our returning Kenny Hall. I love the guy. If you stand around just long enough, he might make a song about you.
Oh.
And so that's
I want him to start working on that right now.
Well, he may. If he's watching, he'll do that. Lisa Jones got an excellent voice, and she picks up a lot of the 80s and 90s tunes that everybody's familiar with. And then we're happy to add a new, and she's very excited about coming this year, Amber Marie, and she'll be kind of picking up the 60s and the 70s music. So we're, again, very excited about that. And then along with the musical, we have thrown out there periodically. I would love to be able to get the high school to send over their a cappella choir.
Oh, yeah.
And just let them kind of walk around. So we've been working on that.
Okay.
So I can't
guarantee that?
Devolve too much, but we're working on that.
And let's kind of stay on this slide here for a second. So as we break things down, this is the Farmers and Artisans Market of O'Fallon, and I saw one of my friends I used to work with at Channel 11 who's going to be out there.
Oh, yes.
Rich Gould has a new book. He actually reached out to me. 34 years in sports, as he worked obviously for KPLR, Channel 11, but he's got a new book out. He's going to be out there for you. So a lot of authors are part of it.
Yes.
And the first responders that are also joining you, right?
Right. We do the local police department, the fire department. This year we're very happy to pair up with the county library because I have an educational background, so literacy is very important. And we have Kim Carr is astounding. If you ever get to talk to her just a little bit, she's a wonderful photographer. I think she's just about world renowned. And then like Rich has just written a book, and of course if anybody knows Rich, he's quite the character.
Oh no, just a little bit.
So we're very fortunate to link up with these people, so they'll be there presenting their books. They'll have things for the kids to do. The county library will be assisting. So very, very fortunate.
Okay, again, so authors and music and the O'Fallon Police Department visiting, fire department also will be out there. That's just some of the events coming up, taking you through June 30th. But as we mentioned, it's kicking off in May and it goes all the way through October. So if they want to follow along and find out what's coming in July and August, September, what's the best way for them to do that? On your Facebook page or website?
Follow us on our website.
Okay.
We're having that worked on right now, and then as well as our Facebook. Melissa, my lovely bride, she's the one that does a lot of the electronical stuff, so she will be posting additional dates out there. We didn't want to get too far in advance, but we do have most of it, because when we get to fall, then there's a lot of things. We have pumpkin painting. We may add pumpkin carving this year, but you always got to watch your fingers and your digits on that. And then we do our pet parade, which last year we were very happy to link up with Diamonds on that. So we had a big success on our costume pet parade. and then we're going to do our trunk or treat. Now, that all depends if Mother Nature cooperates with us.
She will. We're going to put it out there, right? We talk about manifestation. She will. Luann says, I love the rescues and the farmers market. So, Luann, I hope you can come out on Mother's Day. Diamonds in the Rough, rescue baby Kate, looks like Cooper, Wellness Palooza just said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Similar?
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So somebody was asking off Highway K in O'Fallon. So they're saying at the at-home Storeco Pantera's parking lot. So think about that. Diamonds in the Rough once again. 1223 Birdie Hills Road in St. Peters. So somebody was asking where the market is and when. Every Sunday. 9 to 1 on Mother's Day. We'll be there for you from 10 to noon. Well, the broadcast will be there from 10 to noon. I'm sure we'll be out there from 9 to 1. But we're actually challenging you to bring your moms out. We're going to have some special fun things that we're going to do. We'll have some giveaways as well. And just a lot of vendors that are out there. When are you doing the kids' bounce house days?
Well, actually, when we open, it's funny because we don't serve alcohol, but we do have food and other beverages. So Cinco de Mayo happens to be our opening day. So we're going to make it family day.
Okay.
So we actually have the Clowns Incorporated LLC is going to be there with a lovely balloon artist, and then we'll have face painting going on. We'll have a bounce house there that day. So a very family-oriented opening. And then, of course, we're going to kick off the 16th. We'll be having Monica Adams live there, and we're very excited about that for Mother's Day. And then we'll follow that up the following week with the county library, and all of our authors will be there. So then I think we come back again. We're gonna kind of keep that family thing going. So we'll be having a bounce house back in again.
Perfect.
And then so yeah, very, very exciting.
Again, if you are just tuning in and you've missed the entire show, it's a lot of fun. I want you to go back, find out all about the Farmers and Artisans Market, again, in O'Fallon, 9 a.m. to 1, kicking things off on May 5th. They can make some mocktails. They can make some mock margaritas, right?
Well, exactly. Again, I haven't actually talked to Traveling Tom yet. I was going to maybe see if he had kind of that
I bet
flair.
He's got something up his
sleeve.
sleeve.
Yeah, he could have something up his sleeve. They're very good.
And then one thing we did not say before we have to wrap up, think about pre-orders and special custom orders for those special gifts, right?
Yes, because a lot of our vendors are already out there on our Facebook page, kind of showing their wares and things like that. And, so they can actually call in, especially if it's baked goods.
Yeah.
I know our Simply Sourdough, she has the bagels and cinnamon rolls, so we're real excited about that one coming.
Yeah, so again, special gifts, dinner needs, so you can come by and say, hey, I'm going to eat a little something here, but let's package something up and have it later for the day. If it is on Mother's Day, just, look, how many of you just sit around in kitchen or in the living room and you just talk all day? You need stuff to just constantly be noshing on. That's what you can do. So wonderful products. I also would love for you to stop at the vendors and talk about the methods of their production.
Yes, talk to them. Find out a little bit about their story. They all have a story, but then they all have information they'd like to share. And maybe recipes.
Oh, maybe they'll give them up. Yeah, so you mentioned earlier, John, it's the uniqueness of it all. That's what I really love, because I've been to some of these and I walk away going, I've never seen this anywhere before. This is the coolest thing. So thank you to Zach as he kind of goes through and shows us some. We have so many, though, that will be there. As you heard John say in the beginning, you've gone from 20 to 80 vendors, food to, again, the artisans, the music, authors, just a lot of fun. Supporting the first responders that'll be out there as well. There you go. Look at the parking lot. That really puts it all into perspective. And I love it what it says right there. I shop local. I invest in my community. I love my local artisans. I eat fresh. I can ask an expert. Again, I visit the farmers market. We want you to do that. And the value. My whole show is about knowing your value. The value of the hard work that they all put into it. And then you purchase it. And it puts a big smile on their face. And then don't forget, when you come out, to remember the babies, because Allison and her crew will be there with puppies and adult dogs. Don't always think of the puppies, right? We need some of those senior dogs adopted out as well. It's all about finding the family that is the best fit for them. If you have kids, if you have cats, they'll ask you all about that to see, again, if it's a good fit. Thank you all for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to be out there with you on Mother's Day.
Well, we're excited.
And I have to be careful not to get a fourth dog in my home. All right, we always wrap up with a devotional. I'm very faith-based on this show. So we do 100 days to freedom. We did shame yesterday. We have fear and anxiety. I'm sure the dogs, get a lot of fear. That might fit. We also have depression. We have anger. We have overeating. What are you all feeling? What book should we have? Feeling anything big there, Allison?
I mean, I think the fear.
The fear one?
That's
All right, that's the one we'll do. 100 Days to Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. That's Stephen Arterburn's book. We'll do that as we wrap up. Coming up next.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Look at who I have as I'm wrapping up. Look, it is time for us to read. Okay? Thank you. It's reading time. She's going to read with me. If you're just tuning in and you've missed the entire show, you've missed the best because we kept zooming in on this gorgeous face. She's like, where's my mommy? Can you read with me? This is 100 Days to Freedom with Kate. It is storybook time, kids. We're going to give you Trusting God. It's day 30. Okay, yes, thank you. 100 Days to Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. No fear for this gorgeous baby. She's tired. She's like, yes, can you put me to sleep with a story? Some of our fears are people-based. Like, think about our dogs, right? They might be fearful of you, and then you show them love. They show you love, and there's more trust that happens there. Many of us have folks in our life who are demanding or who are bullying with their words or their behavior. Some of us are dealing with trauma from a past relationship. Think about where they've come from. Maybe right now there's a threatening person in your life. If so, please reach out for help today. This one's called Trusting God. Fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting the Lord means safety. Look, that's all they're looking for is a safe home. When we begin to feel that the world is a bit too people-y, we begin to withdraw. It's too difficult to deal with their attitudes, their demands, and their behaviors. Kate has hiccups, by the way. We long for the quiet that our solitude brings. However, too much solitude, you okay, can become a pit. We were created for relationships, and when we are in healthy ones, we can experience life the way God designed us to. If you have found yourself isolated and the thought of connecting with another person brings stress, take a step towards a safe person. Ask God for help and direction to find a way to begin to connect with someone. Someone needs you in their life. Something needs you in their life. There will always be someone who you can begin to share life with. Doesn't have to be a crowd of people. Jesus, in fact, shared his life on earth with a small group. Look how that changed the world. C.S. Lewis says the next best thing to being wise oneself is to live in a circle of those who are. We always talk about look at the people you surround yourself with, and that's kind of what you start to draw to your life, good or bad. D.L. Moody said it may not be an easy thing to live in sweet fellowship with all those with whom we come in contact, but that is why the grace of God is given to us. And Donald Miller said, I think it's interesting that God designed people to need other people. We see those cigarette advertisements with the rugged cowboy riding around alone on a horse, and we think that's strength. Well, really, it's like setting your soul down on a couch and not exercising it. The soul needs to interact with other people in order to be healthy. So, Kate, we are going to do our closing prayer. Today's prayer. Thank you, Lord, for your friendship with me. I know you have created me for connection. Please help me as I connect with others. Amen to that, and amen to this beautiful little puppy helping me with story time today. I love you already. Now I know why Mommy took you. You're so adorable. There's going to be more like this available to you at the Farmers and Artisans Market. Diamonds in the Rough, remember them. And again, check out their Facebook page, check out their website. If you can volunteer, if you can foster, and if you can adopt, that's what they need from the community. She's ready to go night-night. Allison and John, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
Monica.
Thank you so much.
And to each and every one of you, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. We greatly appreciate it. What I'm doing right here, showing kindness to this little baby, that's what we need for you to do to animals and to people alike. Just spread the love of kindness to everyone. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day.